Today I'm going to show you how I make my homemade, all-natural, non-toxic underarm deodorant. I've been using it for several months now, and I really like it. Now my family, they're kind of being little poopy pants about it. They won't try it. They are just stuck on the toxic stuff. No matter what I tell them, they won't switch. But anyway, I have switched to this and I really like it. Now it does take a little bit of getting used to. The application is obviously different, and for me, the first couple of weeks when I tried it, it made my underarms itch really bad. But I persisted and I kept on using it, and that went away. And what I really think that was all of the toxins in my body being drawn out. I have no proof of that, but that's what I truly believe was causing the itching. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you how I make my deodorant. In this bowl, I have 2/3 of a cup of coconut oil. And to that, we are going to add 4 tablespoons of baking soda. Now, the baking soda is what some people are sensitive to, and if you try this recipe and you find that you just it really bothers you, then I would cut the baking soda amount in half. Just put 2 tablespoons in instead of 4. Also to this, we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of arrowroot starch or flour. Now, when I was looking for this, I could not find this very readily in my area. The only place I found it was at our local health food store, and it was a little bit pricey. It was $6.35 for this 1-pound bag, and this is the Bob's Red Mill brand. But I have made 3 batches of deodorant out of this, and I still have enough left for at least one more, and a batch of deodorant lasts me several months. So if you break that down to what you pay for a tube of deodorant at the store, you're really ahead. You're still ahead money-wise. But I think if you can find it cheaper than that, you probably can, because our local health food store jacks the prices up a little bit, I think. So then what you're going to do is very simple. You're just going to blend this. Don't be too vigorous when you're blending, because the powder will fly all over the place. But you just blend this. Let me see if I can get this where you can see what I'm doing. Hold on a second. I guess that's as good as we're going to get as far as camera angle goes. But anyway, it's nothing special. You just keep stirring and stirring and stirring until this is all combined. So I'm going to go ahead and get this combined, and then I will be back when I have this all combined, and I'll show you what we add to it next. Okay, so there, it's all combined, if you can see that. It kind of has the consistency of frosting, cake frosting. Now the next step is purely optional. If you just want this to be unscented deodorant, you would just stop right here. But I like to add some essential oils to mine for a couple of reasons. I like the scent that it adds, and also the essential oils that I'm going to be using lend themselves to the product in a way that's beneficial to your body. They are both antibacterial and antimicrobial essential oils. So, and the bacteria is what causes the body odor. So if you can add things to your deodorant to kill that bacteria, then you won't have body odor. Makes sense, right? So the first one I'm going to add is tea tree oil. Now, I've talked about tea tree oil a lot, and it's very, very, very good for adding to cleaning products or anything like that, because like I said, it is highly antibacterial and antimicrobial. Now, this is a lot of deodorant here, so I'm going to add quite a bit of essential oil, probably more than what you would think you would need, but I'm going to add 30 drops of tea tree oil to this. 30 or so. I kind of lost count there, but so there's that. I'm going to mix that in really well because you want it evenly distributed in your bowl. The thing about tea tree oil, though, is that it doesn't really have a very pleasant scent. Now, I don't really mind it, but it smells very like antiseptic-like, because that's really what it is used for. So also, to boost up the antimicrobial properties of my deodorant, I also add lavender oil. Now, lavender oil also, besides being antibacterial and antimicrobial, it smells really nice and is also extremely soothing for your skin. So I'm going to start off with 30 drops of lavender, and then I'm going to smell my deodorant and see if it smells the way I want it to. If it doesn't smell quite right, I'm going to add a little bit more. So we'll do that next. 30 drops. Okay, so I think that's about 30. I'm going to give that a blend as well. Blend it in really, really well. And I'm going to give it the sniff test. Now, I really smell mostly tea tree still, so I'm going to add 10 more drops of lavender. Okay, that's better. Now I can still smell the tea tree, but I definitely can smell the lavender. Now, once you get your mixture all mixed up, you're going to want to keep it in a glass jar. You do not want to put anything that has essential oils in it in a plastic container. The essential oils will eat the bad things that are in the plastic and break it down, and it will leach those chemicals and stuff into your product, and that would just defeat the purpose of using a natural beauty product. And also, some essential oils will eat holes right through the plastic, and that would be a mess. So you want to have a glass jar. Now, ideally, it would be dark glass, like a dark blue or a dark brown, but I don't have one, so I'm just making do with what I have, and I have this glass jar that I got at the dollar store. And so you just go ahead and pour that right in. I've been using this jar, that's why it looks kind of dirty. That's just leftover deodorant from my last batch. And it doesn't fill the jar, but this is kind of a large jar, and this amount of deodorant will last me a long time, so I don't want to make it any bigger batch than that. If I had dark colored glass to store it in, I would make enough to fill the whole thing. But since I don't want to take the risk of the essential oils losing their potency by being exposed to the light. So there you have it. There's my natural deodorant. Now you may ask, how do I apply that? It's not in a tube. I just use my fingertips. I just dip my fingers in, dip it on my fingers, and rub it on my armpits. Now if that kind of seems a little gross to you, you can use a cotton ball, you can use a makeup sponge. I tried doing it that way for a while, but honestly, it was more of a mess than it was worth. So I just use my fingers, and then I wash my hands when I'm done. And it's really not that big of a deal. Now, I will warn you that if you do not have air conditioning in your house, in the warm summer months, your deodorant will liquefy sitting on your counter. So I would recommend that if you can keep it in a cool place, would be best. so that it stays in a more solid state. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up, and thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye!